Welcome back to Beyond the Feet. In today's video, we're going to be checking out the Brooks Glycerin 18 in comparison to the 17, who this shoe is for, and what you pretty much use it for. Let's jump into it. So before we get into unpacking these shoes, big thanks for getting us to 2,000 subscribers. The channel's really taking off. We really hope all you guys are safe, enjoying your running, getting out when you can, and staying mentally and physically fit. The new Brooks Glycerin 18. This shoe is a max cushion daily trainer, pretty much the top of the range in your neutral cushion range from Brooks. So pretty much we're looking at that firm heel counter, maximum cushioning all the way underneath, and just an overall really comfy shoe. Breaking it down, who this shoe's for. So we're looking at a neutral runner, someone with a high arch and not too much of a flexible foot. If you're someone who needs a little bit more support, look more so towards the Adrenaline or the Transcend. Both those shoes utilize guide rails to give you a bit more support. However, this guy here is just designed for someone who may heel strike, midfoot strike, or even forefoot strike, but stay relatively neutral throughout the whole stride. Pretty much anywhere from that kind of 5 kilometers all the way up to the marathon, this shoe is going to work quite nicely, as it does use that kind of maximum cushioning all the way through, but at the same time it is very energized. So even if you're wanting to do those quicker tempo days, it will work well. I would more so look at using it for those longer Ks, those extra mileage, and just kind of having that nice plush cushion feel under the foot. So breaking down the shoe, we're looking at the outer sole to start with. So we're using a green rubber running from your heel to your forefoot. A lot more rubber kind of found on that medial side. That acts somewhat like a stabilizer to kind of make sure the shoe's not too flexible. At the same time though, it just kind of prevents that extra wear on the medial side if you do have a moment of laziness. So being a neutral shoe, you do have quite a few flex grooves at that forefoot area that does make it quite a flexible shoe, especially on that toe off. The shoe is really well designed, so you can quite easily get from your heel to your forefoot quite quickly, whether you heel strike, midfoot strike, or even land on your forefoot. The shoe will work well and it's going to be quite durable. We're probably going to be looking at about 1,000 Ks out of this outer sole, even a little bit more. Moving on to the midsole, they use a full DNA loft cushioning system, which is Brooks' most soft, responsive cushioning that they do have. They may say that the DNA Yamp's more responsive. It's not. It feels very hard and it's a very bad cushioning system. But your DNA loft is an awesome cushioning system. This guy feels nice and plush. It gives you that really responsive feel. In comparison to a lot of other brands, it is quite up there. I'd even liken it to the Fresh Foam X that New Balance are using, or even up there with Saucony's cushioning system. It does stack up quite nicely, especially at that $250 price point, and your cushioning system will last quite a while. It's going to stay nice and soft. It does give you that real plush feel underfoot, and in comparison to some of the other models, it is their softest cushioning ever. Well, that's what they're saying. Overall, I do think this shoe is a very comfortable shoe. You put it on, it feels quite soft straight away and is fairly responsive, but it is definitely one of their more plush cushion shoes overall. So if you're looking for that soft daily trainer that you can run 5 kilometers in, or a slower kind of marathon in, these are going to work really, really nicely for you. With the upper, it's one of the best uppers they've done on the Glycerin so far. You got a really soft engineered mesh wrapping around the whole foot. It does kind of feel somewhat more stretchy than previous models. It wraps around the foot quite nicely and it just locks you in really well, especially over that midfoot area and your heel counter as well. You got a fair bit of padding around the collar, so if you like a more cushion feel around the back there, these are going to work quite nicely, and that kind of traditional heel counter locking you in by Brooks. So if you've been a fan of the Ghost or the Glycerin in the past, this is going to have no exception in terms of the fit. Biggest change I've seen in the fit is the toe box does kind of look somewhat wider. Although it's not necessarily a wide shoe, it does kind of stay flared out a little bit longer than traditional Brooks fittings, and it doesn't taper as quickly. I would say it does fit true to size, however, just kind of a little bit more roomy in that toe box than some people would expect. Overall, great lockdown. I do love the upper, and they pretty much nailed their head on this guy. It is that attached tongue, or semi kind of attached tongue. So you do have that engineered mesh kind of booty fit wrapping around the top of the foot, which does create that good lockdown. Nice and seamless, so you're not going to get any kind of irritation in the feet. So overall, at your $250, it is pretty much one of your top cushion daily trainers on the market right now. So get your hands on a pair when you can, and let's compare it to the Brooks Glycerin 17. So comparing the Glycerin 18 to the Glycerin 17. Not a whole lot's changed. Overall, it is a very similar midsole, very similar fit and feel, and overall both kind of Brooks top neutral running shoes in terms of your cushion market. So the biggest difference with the outer soles is what they're made out of. The Glycerin 18 uses a green rubber, which is more durable, where the 17 uses a blown rubber. So a bit more kind of cushioning in the rubber in this, however, you're going to get a little bit more durability out of the 18s. Overall, your flex grooves have changed slightly. You got a little bit less in the 18, where in the 17 you got kind of those more flex grooves running throughout. So this does kind of give you that slightly more stable feel, but it is still a very neutral shoe. Looking at your midsole construction on both shoes, they're both the exact same. You got that 10mm drop and you got that full DNA loft running all the way through the shoe. The density might have changed slightly, however they feel very, very similar. Looking at your uppers in both shoes, this is probably where you change the most, and this is where they have cut 10 grams out. So we're looking at 289 grams, where we're looking about that 300 grams. So overall, in terms of what the uppers are, they're both an engineered mesh, but you can see with the 17s that they do kind of have that little bit more kind of breathability holes, I guess, that second layered upper. Feeling both the shoes, you can kind of feel that the 18s do actually kind of feel a little bit more slim on the upper, and that's probably where they have cut some weight. Overall, a very padded heel counter on both, and both provide a great lockdown with the heel also. So very similar shoes. If you want to pick up yourself a bargain, I would look at the 17s on sale if you can kind of pick up a pair. However, if you do want a slightly more durable model with a better lockdown on the upper, look towards the 18. Until we see you next time, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, and yeah, catch you next time. Overall, like, it hasn't changed heaps. You can just see with the little holes in the upper. I'll put a zoom in. So you can, I don't know why I said that. I should have just thinking about the B-roll.
Insert B-roll here.
Yeah. So,